Hi, guys. Welcome back to reading. I'm so excited to continue talking about fairy tales with you. So, who can remind me what did we learn all fairy tales have yesterday? Right. We learned that they have characters, but not only that they have characters, what kind of characters? There's a clue on the board. Right. They have good and evil characters. So today we're going to jump back in and we're going to look a little bit more at characters. So the first question I have for you is what is a character? This is something that we learned way back at the beginning of the year. What's a character? Right. A character is who the story is about. Could it be an animal? Mhm. Could it be a person? Yes. Could it be an object like a car? Yes, it could if that car talks and has the features of a person, like they have feelings and things like that. Think about the movie Cars and Lightning McQueen. Is Lightning McQueen a character in that movie? Yes, he is. So the first thing I want to do is I want us to look at Jack and the Beanstalk again. And we're going to be looking at this book a whole lot because it's going to help us to learn all these parts. So, we've learned how to retell stories. And retell, we know that re means again. So, tell again is what retell means. And being able to retell a story is very important because it helps you understand the story. But there's something that's even more important when retelling. It's important to include the characters of the story, but to call them by name. So you're not just saying he or she or him or they, but so you really know who it is. So I have these retelling cards here, and we're going to use them today to tell or retell the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. So, as I retell this story, we're going to try and decide if the cards I hold up are characters or if they are something else. All right. So, I'm getting all of my cards ready because I am going to retell this story. So, once upon a time, there was a mom and her son named Jack, and they didn't have very many things. They had a cow, but that was it. One day, they needed more things. So the mother asked the boy to take the cow and to sell him and get a better cow so that they would be able to continue to eat. So the boy took the cow and he found an old man. And that old man told him, "Hey, are you trying to sell that cow? I'll buy him from you." So Jack went over to the old man and he said, "Well, how much are you going to give me?" And the old man said, "I'm going to give you these 5 magic beans. And instead of money, these magic beans are going to make you very rich." Well, Jack was so excited. So he traded the cow for the magic beans. So he took these beans home and he showed his mother. And he thought his mother was going to be so excited. But mother said, "Jack, that was so foolish. Why would you get beans? How are we going to eat?" And she threw those beans out the window. That night, Mother and Jack both went to sleep without any food because they had no money. But when Jack woke up in the morning, instead of seeds, there was a giant beanstalk that had grown. And so he decided to be brave and to climb up that beanstalk. When he got to the top of the beanstalk, there was a lady outside, and she had him come inside and told him to hurry up and hide. Well, as he was hiding, he heard a giant come out and he said, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman." Well, he ate his breakfast while Jack hid, and before you knew it, he had pulled out his gold and was counting it all. Well, the lady left, and that gold, he fell asleep with that gold. So Jack came and took the gold, and he rushed down the beanstalk to show his mother. So now Jack and his mother had some gold, but pretty soon they had spent all that gold and they were left with nothing again. So Jack was brave and he climbed back up that beanstalk. He found the lady outside again and tricked her to give him breakfast and then hide him again. Well, this time the giant came out and he ate his breakfast and he called for his golden goose, or his goose who laid golden eggs. He fell asleep again and Sneaky Jack grabbed that goose. He went back down the beanstalk and showed his mother. And so that goose would lay golden eggs, and for a while they were good. But then Jack wanted even more. So he climbed up that beanstalk again. And this time he did not find the lady. He hid somewhere himself. And the giant came out, fee, fi, fo, fum. And together they looked in the oven, but Jack wasn't there. So he had someone bring him his golden magical harp, and he listened to the music, but he started to fall asleep. And Jack came and grabbed that, but this time the harp yelled out, and the giant started to come after him. So he was climbing down the beanstalk, and the giant was coming, and he had to cut the beanstalk down, and the giant came tumbling down. So from then on, Jack and his mother would play the beautiful music and people would come and pay them to hear it. And they had a golden egg laid each day and they lived happily ever after. Now, I retold that story. I told it again. Did I say every single word that was in the book? Nope. Did I tell you every single thing like the author originally did? Nope. It was a lot faster this time because I was retelling it, not telling all of the things. So we're going to go through these cards and you're going to help me decide, is it a character or is it not a character? If it's a character, it has to be someone with feelings. They have to be able to talk and participate in the story. It can't just be something that's there. So let's start with the first thing we saw, and that was the mother. Is the mother a character or not? Give me a thumbs up if you think she's a character, thumbs down if you think she's not. Right. The mother is a character. She talks, she has feelings, she's sad, she's hungry, she's tired, she's excited. She is a character. Do you think she's a good character or an evil character? Right, she's a good character. We also saw at the very beginning, there he is. We saw Jack. Is Jack a character or not a character? Well, we already know Jack's the character, don't we? We put him on our poster yesterday. And what kind of character did we say he was? Right, he was the good character. Well, in the very beginning, we also saw they had a white milky cow. Is that cow a character? Oh, this one's kind of tricky. No, the cow is not a character in this because the cow is not acting things out. It's just a thing in this. So the cow is not a character. Well, then we had the old man. Was he a character? Yes. And we talked yesterday that he could be a good character if you look at him as giving the beans and that helped them to get rich, or he could be an evil character because he was sneaky with them. What about those beans? Are those characters? No. So then we have the beanstalk. This is something very important in the story, but is the beanstalk a character? No, it doesn't talk. It doesn't have feelings, right? So when Jack gets to the top of that beanstalk, he comes to this old lady. Is she a character? Yes, she's the giant's wife. She talks to Jack. She helps him hide. She gets a little bit frustrated when Jack starts stealing some of the things from the giant. Would you say she's a good character or an evil character? I would say in the beginning, she started out as a good character. She was helping hide Jack, helping Jack get away. But by the end, she was trying to help the giant find him because she was so angry that he had stolen the goose and the gold that she was going to help the giant find him. So she starts as a good, but then changes to evil. What about the gold? Yep, not a character. The goose? Yep, not a character. The giant. Right, he is a character, good or evil? He's an evil character. And finally, the harp. This one's a little tricky. The harp would be a character because if you remember in the story, she even has a face here. She had that face and she started yelling to her master, the giant, to warn him that Jack was trying to take him. So she is also a character. Usually we wouldn't think of a harp, but that's what we're talking about. Characters can be people, animals, or even things like objects like a harp. So I want you, as you're reading today, maybe a book or something you have, think about who the characters are in that story. And even if it's not a fairy tale, think, would they be considered a good character or an evil character? If you haven't completed your sort of good and evil characters from yesterday, make sure you get that done and you turn it into Dojo to your teacher. Today, what you're going to do for reading is you're going to read this out of your packet. It's called Vietnamese folklore. So folklore is a little bit like fairy tales. So I want you to read this and see what their folklore is like. And then you are going to answer questions 1 through 5 on the back. So you're going to answer those questions. They're all multiple choice, so just circle it. Then when you're done, snap a picture and upload it to Dojo. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the next part of what all fairy tales have. See you later.